Welcome to What's Cooking. I'm your host, Ron Hayden. We just shopped at Belmont Market for our dessert pizza, and we've got everything we need right here from Belmont Market. This is going to be fun. If you've never had a dessert pizza, if you've never made pizza, it's really quick and easy, and it's going to be delicious. We've got everything we need right here. So let's take a closer look at everything we've got here. Make sure you're following along with your ingredients at home. A nice Bono's Bakery plain dough. Been rising for about 3 hours. Pick that up. Of course, we're going to mix our berries with a little bit of brown sugar and sugar in the raw. And we've got blueberries, blackberries, and some big, fat, red, juicy red raspberries. And I've got my mascarpone cheese right here. And I've got a little ricotta here. I had picked that up for other pizzas. And I think if I need a little more cheese, there it is. Okay, and I'm thinking, of course, we're going to crumble some Milano cookies on top as well. And I'm thinking, I used this nice limoncello liqueur for my Italian martini, but why not stir a little of this into the berries? It's just going to make them that much more tasty and sweet. All right, so let's get to work, get this dessert pizza in the oven. Okay, follow along. I'm going to first put those berries in the bowl. Here we go. Blackberries. Ooh, I just want you to see how beautiful they are. Oh boy. All right, blackberries, blueberries. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. This is going to be very, very delicious. And look at those raspberries. Ooh, right in there. Beautiful berries in the bowl. Let's hit them with a little raw sugar. I've got about 1.5 pints, 3 half pints of berries. And I would say, 3 or 4 tablespoons of the raw. Okay, we'll go by eye. That's what it's all about, the creative process. And I've got a little bit of light brown here for a little deeper, sweeter flavor. And you can see how much, a couple of tablespoons. You never wish you had less. Let's call it 3 tablespoons. And at this point, how about that limoncello liqueur? Pour some in. It will help melt the sugar. It's about 1/4 cup, maybe a little less. And I've tossed that sugar and the limoncello and coated everything up. And you can see that the sugar is just melted in nicely. And we're going to put that aside and let that absorb. And I'm going to stretch the dough and get it ready to spread the berries and add the cheese. Now I put the berries aside and I'm ready to stretch my dough. I've got my flour out here on the counter. All right, nice area of flour. And let's just get this dough out of the bag. Just peel it right down out of the bag and get it on that flour. Okay? And flip it over. Get it nice and coated so you're not sticking to it. If you've never worked with dough before, you just want to coat it with flour so that you're not sticking to it. And we want rectangular. We want a nice little rectangle shape. So there we go. We start to stretch it by hand like this. Flip it over, get it nicely coated. So it's stretched out a little bit, and I need to roll it out a little bit more with my rolling pin, which I keep nice and handy. All right, so there it is. You can see I'm working with the edges. They're a little thicker. And you don't want to thin it out anywhere. You want to keep it even. All right. So the dough's pretty stretched out. We're going to get it onto our sheet pan and top it with the berries. I've got my sheet pan ready. It's got the light coating of oil and the light coating of cornmeal, just as I did for my other pizzas. And now, flip this over onto my hand, shake a little flour off, and just plop it right in there. Plop it right in there. Spread it out a little bit. Just trying to get it corner to corner, side to side. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's just pizza. Here we go. Let's top it with the berries next. Let's drain these berries a little bit. Oh, man, they are looking good. All right, we drain that off. And let's get them on the dough. Put that aside. Get them on the dough. And spread them out a little bit. I'm going to give them a shake, see what happens. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. Spread these out evenly as we can, but not perfect. Oh, how is that looking? Want to make sure that every bite gets some berry. Put that over there. Shake them a little bit. All right, move them aside a little bit. I think I'm going to just tamp those red raspberries down just a little bit into the dough. We are looking good. Okay. How about that? Are we ready? Is this looking good? Very, very delicious. Let's get that mascarpone on there. All right, let's go. Here we are. Grab a teaspoon. And just like I did with the ricotta for the cheese pizza, the veggie, or the meat, regular pizza, same thing. Just get those nice half teaspoons and get them all over the place. This is sweet Italian cream cheese. If you've never worked with it before, it's even better than cream cheese. You are going to start putting this on your bagels. It's going to be so good. Woo! It is a little bit creamier. Not quite as stiff as cream cheese, but just fantastically yummy. I'm going to dot this all over the place. I'm going to use this whole half pint right up. And we are down to our last 3 little half teaspoons here. And as you can see, it's really nicely distributed. Here's our last little one. I'm going to scrape it all up. It's just too good not to use it all. Here it is. All right, how is that? Beautiful. I've got it all on there, about a half a pint. Look at all the glistening berries with the sugar and the limoncello and all that sweet mascarpone cheese. This is going to bake up just beautiful. But wait, Milano cookies. Let's crumble some of those in there. So how about this? I'm going to crumble the Milano cookies back into the juice of the berries and the limoncello liqueur and let that absorb a little bit before I put the cookies on the pizza. So just break them up pretty much in quarters. This will keep them from drying out too much, and think of the added flavor and how delicious this is going to be with the melted chocolate, the Milano cookie, and the berry liqueur. So just dig right into your Milano cookies, grab them up, and break them up like this. Fantastic. I mean, who needs to cook any of this? Can't we just dig in and eat it right now the way it is? All right, let's toss these cookies with the juices and the liqueur. Oh boy, that looks great. And let's just get them on the pizza so we can get this thing in the oven, bake it up for about 10 minutes, but keep an eye on it. And then we'll do the same. We peel it off and get the crust nice and crunchy. Now, is that filling in nice? You're just filling in between the cheese and the berries. And there it is. That is just perfect. Take a look. Okay, before it goes in the oven, just one more little touch. A little bit of the cinnamon. My nice Belmont cinnamon. Here we go. How about just around the crust? Ooh, a little cinnamon crust with the berries. Here it comes. There we go. Ah. Cinnamon crust. Cinnamon is yummy and it's good for you. Ooh, a little cinnamon crust, because when you get to that crust, all right, I'm going around a little bit more, just a touchy. It's gonna go with everything. It's perfect. Just enough, not too much. Let's pop it in 475 degrees, about 8 to 10 minutes. Keep your eye on it. It's gonna caramelize, you know. We don't want it to burn. We want to crunch it right up on the crust. Here we go. In we go. Isn't it just great to bake in the winter? You know, you warm up your kitchen, you get baking, you use the oven, you're cooking, you're just cooking more. In the summer you cook outside. Well, it's a fall time of year here in Rhode Island, and we are baking up this pizza, and in about 8 to 10 minutes we'll pull it out and take a look, and it's just gonna be great. I know you're just, your mouth is watering right now.
Hey, Bill Cosby, would you? I just want to say that I'm so excited about this dessert pizza because it's got a little limoncello in it, which is even better than lemon jello, because it's going to make you jiggle like jello. You're going to be so excited when you get your first bite. It's going to be delicious. Oh yeah.
And let's bring it up into the light and take a look. Oh boy, does that look great. It smells great. The crust is browning around the edges, but we always like to peel it off and get it back in the oven. Let's get it in and crisp it up for just a few more minutes. Let's go get that dessert pizza and get it on the cooling rack. Here we go. Oh yeah. Stick that peel right underneath and slide it onto the rack. Whew, caramelization. You can see the beautiful mascarpone all melted in, the berries. Wow, that is looking good. Just kind of puffy and brown and yummy. And let's just let this cool before we cut it. Take a good look at this dessert pizza. The crust is brown. You can see that little bit of cinnamon around the edge. And look at the cookies. The cookies are just caramelized and just light brown. The mascarpone is all melted in, and look at those berries. They're just so juicy. You can just visually see how delicious this will be. And look at that. 10 minutes has gone by. My pizza is all cooled off. I'm going to cut it up and get it on my platter. This looks great. You can cut it in any size piece you want, of course. But there I go. There's a nice corner. Who likes crust? And of course it's a little juicy, so just lift it a little bit. Cut it into some nice little squares. Maybe if you don't go too big on your squares, then you won't have anything dripping off. I mean, if it's stiff, it's fine. If it's a nice edge piece, okay. Beautiful. I love all different shapes. Here's our dessert pizza, all cut on the platter and ready to serve. Wow. Berries, cheese, chocolate, cookies, everything you love, all on a pizza. Your favorite cup of coffee. I hope you do the same thing at home. Make it your way, have some fun with it. Thanks for watching, and that's what's cooking.